Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be kicking off in early 2023, and I'll tell you, I am excited to see this next phase unfold on both the big and small screen. With that said, I thought it would be really cool to take a look at some must-have comics that are associated with Phase 5. Stay tuned. This video is sponsored by Shortboxed, the easiest and safest way to buy and sell graded comic books. Visit them today using the link in the description. Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. As you heard in that intro, we are going to take a look at some must-have comics that are associated with Phase 5 of the MCU. And I have an assortment of books here on the table, both raw and graded, that I am going to show you in this video. One thing that I want you to keep in mind is that there are a lot of movies and shows that are part of the Phase 5, and it's going to be impossible for me to cover every single book in a single video, but if there is enough interest in this video, then maybe I will do a part 2 of it. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, here's your chance to do so. Give the video a thumbs up, share the video, help me to spread the word, and we'll do a part 2. The very first book that I want to show you is a cool book that I found in the 100K collection a few months ago. I think I found 2 copies of it. I specifically went hunting for this book because of the Phase 5. And I found it, and I think it's a really cool book. This is Incredible Hulk issue number 449, the first team appearance of the Thunderbolts. And I think the Thunderbolts was a surprise announcement at San Diego Comic-Con in Hall H. I think that there have been a lot of rumors about the Thunderbolts, but I think that it was a surprise announcement by Kevin Feige as part of his presentation. But again, found a couple of copies of this in the collection. Very pleased to have found those. The next set of books that I want to show you are associated with one of the shows that will be on Disney Plus, specifically The Marvels. And one of the main characters that is going to be in that is this character right here. This is Amazing Spider-Man Annual issue number 16. I found several copies of this in the 100K collection. I sent this one in, got it graded. This is the origin and first appearance of the new Captain Marvel, aka Monica Rambeau, who has already appeared in a streaming show thus far and is now going to be in a second show, The Marvels, and that is a cool book to have in the collection. There are a lot of rumors about who is going to be in The Marvels. So if your name happens to involve the word Marvel, there is some speculation that you potentially could be in this new show. And so to that point, Monica Rambeau is associated with a pretty interesting and powerful character in Marvel Comics. Her boyfriend is this guy right here, the Blue Marvel, and this is his first appearance right here. This is a hard to find book, especially in high grade and also affordable. The print run for this thing was not very large. I am pleased to have 2 copies of it in the collection. One of them is damaged, but this one is actually a pretty nice copy, no doubt about it. Again, Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel, issue number 1 right there. Monica Rambeau's boyfriend. Another book that I'll show you that is rumored, again, first appearance of a character that is rumored to be in the Marvels. This is Marvel Boy, issue number 1. And again, this is a book that I found in the 100K collection. I went hunting and I came across this, and there's also a flip book associated with Marvel Boy as well that I was able to find in the collection. So I've never read this. I don't know a whole lot about the character, but there are some rumors. And there is a young guy that potentially could be Marvel Boy that is actually listed in the cast for the show. So who knows what role that person would play? Maybe it'll be Marvel Boy. We will see. Guardians of the Galaxy has been a personal favorite of mine. I used to read Guardians of the Galaxy back in the 90s. It was a completely different team back then, but the movies that have come out featuring Guardians of the Galaxy are ones that I have thoroughly enjoyed. And so I was able to pull a couple of books that are associated with Guardians of the Galaxy. And we're going to start it off with this book right here. This is the origin and first comic book appearance of Star-Lord, aka Peter Quill. And this is Marvel Spotlight issue number 6. I found this one in the 100K collection, sent it off, got it graded. It came back a 9.0 with white pages. And I know there's a lot of people that don't really care for how Star-Lord is portrayed in the MCU. I rather enjoy the character, and so I was super pumped when I found that book in the collection, and that's also part of the reason why I sent it in to be graded, is because I was excited. There are some rumors that a pretty powerful scientist could be in Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a character that's been rumored to be in Guardians of the Galaxy for years. And so we'll see whether the High Evolutionary actually shows up. This is the origin. And I'm sorry, the first appearance of the High Evolutionary. This is Thor 134. I bought this one raw, I do believe, and sent it in to be graded, and it came back a 6.5 with cream to off-white pages. Not the best page color, but definitely a really cool book. I picked this book up probably 3 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 4 years ago, but definitely a really cool book to have in the collection. And at the time that I picked it up, I had no clue that it was going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy. Technically, I still don't know that it's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy. These next couple of books are also associated with the Guardians of the Galaxy. A couple of really cool books that I picked up several years ago. I have 2 copies of one of them. This is Fantastic Four issue number 67, the origin and first appearance of him who went on to be known as Adam Warlock. And so there is a strong possibility that Adam Warlock will actually be in Guardians of the Galaxy. So again, a really cool book to have picked up. For whatever reason, this book, issue number 67 of FF, always looks a little dingy. It's never quite white enough, just always a little dingy, but that's a tough thing with a white cover. That's not the case with this book. This is a black cover book, which has its own complications, but thankfully this one is actually pretty nice. This is Thor 165, the first full appearance of him, also known as Adam Warlock. This one is a 6.5 with white pages. Really nice copy of this book. I have 2 copies of this. One is a 4.5 or 3.5, I can't recall, but a really nice book. Picked this one up already graded, along with the other one already graded as well. And again, both of those last 2 books have been in the collection for quite some time. The Captain America franchise has been a huge part of the MCU, and technically so has Captain America, a huge part of the MCU for the last little bit. We're entering a new phase. There's a new Captain America, and I unfortunately don't have that character's first appearance. I do have some books associated with that character, and maybe we'll show those in a part 2 if that is something that you all are interested in. But with that said, this is the first full appearance of the Winter Soldier, who is another starring member of the franchise. This is Captain America issue number 6. And again, another book that was found in the 100K collection. I found a couple of copies of this, sent this one in, came back a 9.8 with white pages a few years ago. Really nice copy of this book. I've actually spent a lot of time going back to reread some of this Winter Soldier Ed Brubaker stuff because I wasn't all that familiar with the character when the Winter Soldier show originally came out. I went back and read a lot of this stuff, and it is not bad. It is not bad at all. Speaking of not bad at all, this one right here is a good book. If you have a chance to read this one, I would recommend it. This is Truth, Red, White, and Black, issue number 1. This is the first appearance of Isaiah Bradley, who has already been in the MCU, but is going to be coming back in the new installment of Captain America, featuring Sam Wilson. Really awesome cover. I don't remember where I picked this up. I want to say I may have picked this book up raw and sent it in to CBCS. I think I did. I think that is the case. I sent in a bunch of Captain America books to CBCS, and this one came back 9.8 with white pages, which is, again, just incredible. So a couple of more books here that I'll show you guys. This is a character that I bought a lot of the first appearances. I bought a lot of them raw, and I sent the best of them in to be graded. It came back at a 9.8. This is the first full appearance of Riri Williams, who will have her own show, Ironheart, on the Disney Plus platform. And it's a pretty interesting read, pretty interesting character. Fingers crossed that her series does well on the platform. Actually, I say that I bought this one for my daughter, which is partially true. Like I bought Miles Morales for my boy, because I think maybe as they get older, they might appreciate these characters. So that's why I bought so many copies. Some for her, some for me. The 9.8 is definitely mine. One of the other major announcements that was made in Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con was, of course, the return of Daredevil. And so not just the return of Daredevil, but also there was some talk about the Echo series as well, which is also attached to Daredevil. So I have a couple of books related to Echo. This is issue number 9 of Daredevil, and I want to say that this is the cameo appearance right there. And then I also have issue number 10, which is the first full appearance and also the cover of Echo. And I have a couple of copies of each one of these. Again, these are books that came directly out of the 100K collection, and the covers for these really are striking. They're just really well done covers that just capture your attention. And the very last book that I'll show you is, of course, associated with Daredevil. I am super pumped to see this series come back. Charlie Cox is Daredevil, Matt Murdock in my mind, and Vincent D'Onofrio is incredibly talented. I have enjoyed his acting for a very long time, and a lot of the stuff that he's been in, I've seen it, I've enjoyed it. He makes a great Kingpin. But to that point, Daredevil issue number 1. This one is just a fantastic copy. This is 7.0 off-white to white pages. This is the origin and first appearance of Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. I went back and read this book, and I rather enjoyed it. I think it's one of those things where sometimes when there's a classic character out there, you read some stuff and or you assume that you know what the character is about, and then you go back and read the original stuff that featured this character, and you have a new appreciation for that character. I experienced that with Daredevil, and I experienced it with Incredible Hulk as well. I felt like I knew what and who these two characters were. I went back and read issue number 1 and several issues after that. New appreciation for the character. So definitely excited to see Daredevil appear on the screen yet again. With that said, we are going to wrap this video up. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And as I said, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. If you enjoyed the video, share it with a friend. Help me spread the word about some of the content that appears here on the channel. As always, if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.